assault and rape by security services. These alleged reports unfortunately have not been brought to the attention of police to allow investigations to be conducted and the law to take its course. Let it be known that no one is above the law, be it bona fide or bogus members of the security services or civilians. Any abuse should be reported to the police with a view to arrest the perpetrator, gather evidence, and initiate interventions for the victim to receive medical care. Without being discriminatory, we are alive to the fact that women and children suffer the brunt of any conflict the world over. Hence our call for all those who might have been affected to come forth. We reiterate that all cases reported to us will be handled in a professional manner, which accords victims full protection of the law and privacy. Our victim-friendly unit is ready to investigate all such cases without fear or favor to their logical conclusion. Some of the victims may be scared to report for one reason or the other. It might be fear of reprisals, stigma, or mistrust. But we are saying, if such heinous acts are allowed to go unresolved, they have lasting traumatic implications on the victims. The law is clear. For each and every offense, there should be redress or a penalty. Hence our passionate appeal to members of the public to report. And this is why today was saying it's unique. You can see Mkawana Madzimai Inini na Commissioner said we are really, we mean it. We want the people to report. We are mothers, we have children, and we feel for the victims. We are saying, please come out and report. Reports in some sections of the media that those who have reported are being bullied and labeled are not correct. As I have already highlighted that only one case of alleged sexual abuse was reported at St. Mary's in Chitungis, and she's here to testify together with Superintendent Mutema. Investigations are already in progress. It is not in the culture of the Zimbabwe Republic Police to sweep cases under the carpet, especially where children and women are concerned. And I'm sure they are here, they will also testify. In fact, when members of the public fail to report, we always appeal for information. And when it is not forthcoming, we are unable to act. In this regard, the reports of abuse and rape can be reported at any police station or directly to National Complaints Desk, which is open 24/7 on the following telephone numbers: 0242 703 631. We also have the WhatsApp number 0712 800 197. As security services, we are guided by our constitutional mandates during the execution of any given task. At no time do we condone any unlawful conduct by the security forces, which are obviously outside our mandate and responsibilities. To this end, any member who violates the law will only have themselves to blame, as the law will be applied without reservation. No one is above the law, no one at all. We are also appealing to other stakeholders who might have information pertinent to our appeal to also come forward and assist. That assistance could be through encouraging those affected to report their cases, or actually drawing attention to cases that might have been brought to them. Remember, we can only rid ourselves of all forms of unethical behavior in our society if we collectively take the necessary action to expose, condemn, and make those responsible accountable. If we don't do that, and if we continue giving shelter to abused women, we are not doing any favor at all. because the law has to take its course. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for taking your time to attend this press conference, which I hope has clearly spelled out our position as security forces. We remain committed to serving the nation, ably guided by our constitutional mandate. I want to thank you, and I want to hand over to Commissioner Sechi.
Thank you.
Sorry, we say you should say it's okay.
No, I mean, can she not sit?
Where you sitting? She's so hard.
Can you not exchange positions?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramba. I think she said it all, but I would like to reiterate the fact that we do have a fully fledged unit within the Zimbabwe Police that policies crimes against women and children. The unit is manned by police officers who are specifically trained to handle GBV cases. Since the demonstrations started, we have only received one case that occurred in St. Mary's on the 16th of January. And to us, that one case is too many. My office has been in touch with all our provincial coordinators, that is victim-friendly provincial coordinators countrywide, and in some of our strategic partners, trying to find out whether they have received any related GBV cases which have not been brought to our attention. They told us that they are only reading about these cases on social media platforms. However, we would like to appeal to all members of the public, civic society organizations, NGOs, to come forward and give us information on GBV cases that might have been perpetrated during the riotous situation that we experienced. The information, like Madam Sharamba has said, will be held in strict confidence, and for us to effectively deal with these cases, we need to have compliance. So we want people to urge victims to come forward. We are aware that some victims might be reluctant to report to the police for various reasons, and we would like to assure them that we also handle such cases professionally and in confidence. However, if they are still reluctant to come forward, we urge them to visit the adult rape clinic, and we do have Sister Mashinga is here with us, family support clinic, Harare Hospital, MSF clinic in Bare, at Edith Operman, or any other medical facility who gives services for related issues. So we are really waiting for people to come forward. We know people might be afraid that of reprisals, like Madam Sharamba said, but we have handled similar cases, and we assure you that we do it professionally. Thank you.
We give this opportunity to Ms. Misan to say something over to you.
I'm Netim San from Sasa Project. an organization that deals with
It's okay, we the new sister was
my name is Netim Sanu. I'm the director from SASA Project, an organization that deals with gender-based violence against women and girls. We are equally concerned with the reports of sexual violence as well as physical violence that happened during the shutdown. And we are appealing to women, girls, families to report. And for if women are afraid to go to the police directly, we work very closely with the victim-friendly police. They can come through Musasa. They can also call through our toll-free number, which is 0808 0074. They can also visit our different offices in Harare, in Plawayo, in Gweru, in Mashiko. We also have shelters that we can accommodate. So if women and children, in particular girls, are feeling uncomfortable going directly to the police, we are available to facilitate their report to the police. But I think what is important is for us to send a message of never again. This should never be allowed to happen. We already have a lot of cases of gender-based violence in this country. And if we allow, in situations of chaos, for women to be violated and it goes unnoticed and it goes unreported, we are creating a society that is characterized of chaos. And we really appeal to members of the public. We, through even our toll-free, and we can facilitate even their travel to ensure that they report. So Musasa project is available and can facilitate that those cases are reported. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm Guloma Shiraize from the Adult Rape Clinic, and we stand in solidarity with the ZRP Victim-Friendly Unit, other stakeholders, and the entire victim-friendly system. And our message is the same. Rape is a traumatic experience, as well as it is a medical emergency. The Adult Rape Clinic offers psychosocial support and all medical-related services that have to do with the trauma of sexual assault, whatever form. Ideally, we encourage all to report within 72 hours so that we can prevent HIV, assuming one is not already HIV positive. We can also prevent pregnancy within 5 days of the occurrence, and we can also prevent sexually transmitted infections. In the same vein, the Adult Rape Clinic has a psychology department that deals with the more traumatized survivors and will offer long-term psychotherapy to survivors of sexual assault. We trust and believe that people are out there. Yes, we have also heard and seen the media reports, and we are waiting for people to come forward. We are here to help you. If you're out there and you can hear us, our services are free of charge. Our services are highly confidential, and like Neti said, we work closely with the victim-friendly system as a whole, and will facilitate for you to get whatever aspect of services that you need outside of that which we offer. So please come forward. We are housed at Parrenyatwa Hospital in Harare, Mazoe Street, in the corridor of C9. We are also accessible via our Facebook page, Adult Rape Clinic. We are available via our website and on every social media platform in existence. We really want to appeal to you. We stand with you. We feel for you and we feel you, because this is our area of expertise. Please come forward and get help. Remember also, while you are sitting at home and keeping quiet about this, you could have a pregnancy that you are not willing to have brewing inside of you. You could be harboring a sexually transmitted infection that is that we are able to curb now before it spreads and causes complications within your system. So please come forward, and if there's any other form of help that you need, please let us know, and we will facilitate through our various stakeholders in the victim-friendly system. We do reimburse for your transport costs, so kindly contact us. We are open from 8 o'clock to 16:15 every single day, Monday to Friday. When our doors are closed, you approach Casualty Department, and we are on standby to offer you services from Parenya to Casualty Department after hours and over the weekends. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think at this moment we'll allow for just a few persons. We'll give this opportunity to Commissioner Charles Charanga, Commissioner Sadavasiju, and also our partners to answer a few persons at their end. Or I'll give this opportunity to Commissioner Charanga to really highlight some few issues.
Okay, I have a few issues that I want to highlight. We've also noted with concern reports that children were detained. And this is what we did before we came to this press conference. We inquired with all our police stations, and this is what we got. Some children under the age of 18 were arrested for various allegations. In fact, some children were being used as human shields during the protests. The law requires that once children are arrested, the fact should be brought to the attention of the parents or guardians under whose custody they will be released. So all the children who were arrested by the police were actually released into the hands of their guardians or their parents. Any interviews by the police will be conducted in the presence of their parents or guardians or their legal representative. Probation officers from the Department of Social Welfare are also involved in all cases which involve minors. And this is the procedure that is actually followed. And it has been followed in most of in all the cases, because we actually inquired before we came here, because we knew you were also going to ask these questions. Then we also have an issue about Sky News video footage, which was on Sky News yesterday. We have also gathered information that this incident occurred in July 2016. And the omnibus crew were identified. As I'm speaking right now, we traced through the registration number of that vehicle, and we've traced the identity of the owner of the omnibus. You can also go and interview him. I wish he was here so that he can also speak to you. And he confirmed that there was an incident, yes, and it was during a roundup of touts, which has happened before this. However, we are not saying what happened in that video was correct. It wasn't, and investigations are actually in progress to identify those two officers who are in uniform and the third one. So investigations have already started, and to show our seriousness, yesterday, by the time that video was flighted, investigation started, and the officers on the ground have since informed me that they've managed to trace the owner of that commuter omnibus. And again, this was it the third person or the second person? He actually sold, this combi was sold to about 2 people, and we had to go round and get the identity of that person. So basically, these are the 2 issues that I thought I should highlight, because I know you will definitely ask. It was in some media sections. Yes.
If you could just give us an update of arrests or that you have occurred over the last couple of weeks. And also, we understand that there is a list of wanted people that's the police are being thrown through.
And just added to that, the arrests of minors, the under 18s that you mentioned, how many were actually arrested and how many have been released?
Without preempting the investigations, what has happened with the case of the singular case that you made mention of, one in St. Mary's Estate? Have there been any arrests in relation to that particular case?
Can I respond? Okay, the first one, the update on our arrest, actually, the actual figure, I do not have at the moment, but the arrests are over 1,000. And some of these accused persons were arrested for various offenses, which range from looting, public violence, some for arson, and some for destruction of property. So it depends what an individual was arrested for. In some cases, you remember we actually flighted an advert which was in the media where we are appealing for information. And I want to say we've received tremendous information, and I want to thank members of the public because there are some people we've actually seen people who had hidden looted goods in their backyards, in the gardens, and so on. So information has been coming in, and this information is actually assisted our criminal investigations department together with our duty uniform branch to follow up on some of the cases that were reported. But I also want to say most of the people that are being arrested, they, one way or the other, they were linked to what happened previously, and this is why police are conducting investigations. And in any case, whenever a situation occurs, police always make follow-ups, and this is how we arrest individuals. And as police, we also work with members of the public. Through our community policing initiatives, we always partner with members of the public, with the media, so that we also get information on whatever we are looking for. And this is not unique to Zimbabwe, but police in general, in most countries, they also approach it that way. We exist in community and we work with communities. And this is the reason why today we are here, so that we also appeal to you through the media that anybody who has been abused has a right to come forward. And we are sincere when we are making this appeal. Then we also have how many were arrested? That is, you were talking of how many, okay, how many children were arrested? I'm sorry, offhand, I wouldn't be very sure, but I know in Braeside, they arrested almost 14 children, and Chitungwiza with 14, then about 22, and some of them were throwing stones at vehicles, but they've since been released into the custody of their children. Some of them into the custody of their parents, and some of them were also involved in looting. And there is no law here in Zimbabwe which says when a child commits an offense, you don't arrest them. Otherwise, you'll be growing a culture of criminality. They are arrested, even for time immemorial, we do that, and they are released into the custody. And we have a partnership with the Welfare Department of Welfare and the probation officers. They also look into such cases, and we work together to ensure that the rights of children are not overridden. So they are being brought before the courts, but if you also want to find out what the courts are doing, I'm sure you can also do that and find out what they've done with the children that have been arrested. What was the other one? Progress. Okay, the progress, in terms of the progress on the case that which has been reported in Chitungwiza, again, that one you can come back to me when we can also check on the progress, because when they are conducting their investigations, at times they don't want us to preempt through the media, because obviously when the culprit hears that police are now following up, and definitely when you are sexually assault someone at a particular place, and you know that the person is reported, you know for sure that police will come after you. And so we normally do not want to jeopardize investigations, but what you should know is that we are taking seriously and we already have leads. And we want to assure you that the culprits will be brought to book. Thank you very much for listening.
Just a quick question. On the one rape charge you say you received, was that an allegation by security forces or somebody else?
Yes,
said-
by security forces. Yes,
Thank you very much.
we've made it very clear. That's why we are saying we want people to give us information. We've seen pictures of women in social media, in newspapers, but they've not come to the police. But what happens, she has explained clearly. There are so many repercussions. They must come out and report. And we always provide protection. And this is why we say today, instead of me talking about this, we have an expert who deals with women and children. And we are all appealing together with our partners so that people come up and report. And whoever is providing shelter to them should also feel for them and say, if they don't report, then those culprits become heroes. So they must come and report to the police.
Could you be categorical, ma'am, that there was, in the aftermath of the protest, was there an official program or official, what can I say, an official program, okay, by the police, that included the police and the army, to go back and look at people who would be looted, those that went like door to door? In official operation by the police and the army. But then official operation, dual operation between the police and the army, going into the suburbs to look for people who are looted.
I cannot get you.
Okay, I was saying,
Official program, I cannot.
okay, was there something, in official operation, a joint operation between the police and the army to go back into the suburbs and look for people or pick up people who would have looted after the protest?
After the protest, the police followed up on information. I think I've explained.
You have explained
They
that.
actually followed up on information that we received, and this police will also investigate to establish what actually happened. And when we get information, we make follow-ups.
Was it a joint operation with
That
the
I
army?
can, I'm not sure where you're coming from, but I'm saying as police, I don't speak on behalf of the army. I speak for the police. This, as you can see, this is for us as police. If you want to ask them, I'm sure they are really willing to give you that answer. But what I'm saying is, as police, we make follow-ups, and they have also made follow-ups to find out there are allegations about women who have been abused. They've also done that. They are making follow-ups. They are coordinating with the rape clinic, and the rape clinic, you had them here. They are also appealing for people to come forward. So these are the follow-ups that we do as police. So if you want to ask me things outside my mandate, I'm sure I won't be able to answer you.
I ask you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Is there any investigation into security officers or members of the police that have alleged to have tortured and beaten up people during the operation?
This is what I'm saying again. If ever we receive complaints and complainants come forward, we appeal to the complainants to come forward and also report. Then we can also investigate. I think I said it again. There's no one above the law. And for all those from the media who have been coming here before, I'm sure you've seen it. Even in the police, if you do anything wrong, you get investigated. It doesn't matter what you do. If it is outside your mandate, you have to face the music on your own. So if there is anyone out there who has been assaulted, who has been abused by the police, by anybody, by a civilian, you come and report. But what I also want to say is, in the midst of all this, we've also arrested people who have been who are still before the courts, and investigations are actually still ongoing. And we are going to release some of those names of those people. Recently, yesterday, there was a civilian who was caught in the act of having a military ID printed in his name. And alleged civilians advised us, and he was arrested. And we also have another similar case again, where a civilian was found in military camp, and he was arrested. And we are actually investigating how he got that uniform and what he has used that uniform to do. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter whatever offense has been committed, we all have a right to protection of the law, including ourselves and yourselves. So we all have a right to report.
Has anybody reported the beatings that we've reported on widely in the media? Have you had any cases of people come forward to actually report these beatings, the lashings that we've seen?
That's why we are saying people should come and report. No one is coming to report. And we want people to come and report. Maybe I should cry so that people come to report. People are not coming to report. We want them to come and report. And once we've got complainants, then we can investigate. But if it is in the media, it's on social media, yes, we can investigate to a certain extent, but we want the real complainants to come forward and report.
You kept indicating that people might be afraid to come to you and make formal reports.
Yes.
So why did it take you so long, almost 2 weeks now, to make such an appeal, considering that some evidence would have disappeared?
We have already done it, even through our minister. The minister has said it, and we thought maybe it comes from us as police. It also make an impact, but the minister has already said it, but we didn't see anybody coming. The government has also said it through the Minister of Information, but we've not seen anybody coming. So this is the reason why today we decided we want it to be heard from us. It has been said, but it has been said earlier on by the Minister of Home Affairs and others, but no one seems to be coming. So we are saying, please come forward and report.
Do we have Operation Murambati in place too? We see the destruction of shops and other markets in Mali. What's happening?
I think that one is best suited. If you ask the Harare City Council, I'm sure they can respond to that question.
And they are moving with the police. Other people.
Oh, I haven't seen them. I need to see them. Yes.
Yeah, just want to understand something. The procedure which the police use. Do you investigate to arrest, or you arrest to investigate, looking at what the law provides?
We investigate, then we arrest. We investigate, then we arrest. If there are any leads, then we arrest if it is an accused person, then we arrest. But we investigate first, then we arrest. And this is why, again, I'll emphasize, we are saying we want complainants to come forward and report. Then we'll investigate. At the moment, we've already initiated the investigation. It's also part of the investigations process when they go to interact with their partners, and that is part of the investigation. We want to find out, is there anybody who went to report at the various stakeholders? Did they report? Those are part of the investigation. So we investigate, then when we have a prima facie case, then we arrest.
Just a follow-up, ma'am, on the recent arrests that we've seen, you stated that nearly thousands have been arrested. So could be that they were investigations first before they were arrested?
They were. And the investigators, I'm a spokesperson, but we have investigators who actually do that, who investigate, and after investigations, they link you to the offense. They actually conduct the investigations, then they investigate. We actually have some very seasoned investigators. And as I said earlier on, they've actually arrested some armed robbers who have also taken advantage after this social unrest. And we are going to provide you the names. I'm sure once their investigations are they've taken the criminals to court to also provide you with the names of those people who were arrested because of investigations.
The Commissioner, can you respond to this? I'm also sure there are people who say that ZANU-PF activists such as Godwin Goma was seen in act, arrested and released without charge. But right now it appears the police are selectively targeting MGC, MPs, activists and councillors. What's your take on that?
My take is that I don't agree with you. I don't agree with
That's
what
not
they say.
me.
Sorry, let me explain. You know, whoever, I don't agree with whoever is saying that. Why am I saying so? I think I've seen some ZANU-PF activists who also bent a suit bus and they were arrested. In the same vein, those from the MDC who also participated one way or the other, they were also arrested. So I don't think it's fair to say police are targeting. As police, we only look at what somebody did during the civil unrest, then we do conduct investigations and at the end of the day arrest them. I'm sure if it was targeting, I'm sure those ones would have been released. The ones who were involved in banning the soup bus, they were not MDC, they were actually ZANU-PF. And it is not only MDC and ZANU-PF, there are also other civilians who were also involved, who have been arrested, who are neither ZANU-PF or MDC.
So
But what I want to assure you is that the law shall be applied without fear or favor. The Goma case, I'm actually hearing from him. I'll have to find out what actually happened. If we are very patient, maybe after this press conference, we can find out what actually transpired, then give you an update on that one.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We come to the end of the press conference.
Hello viewers, good afternoon. My name is Anna Chibamu. I'm reporting from the police headquarters here in Harare. Thank you for watching. You have just been watching the Police Assistant Commissioner Charity Charamba giving a press conference on the arrest made so far after the shutdown, which led to destruction of property and some deaths and injuries of people. So you hear the police is appealing to members of the public who could have been raped by the armed forces, including the police and the army, or who have been harmed regards any sexual activity. So she's saying you could come to police or you could go to organizations such as the Adult Rape Clinic or Musasa Project to report if you are afraid of going directly to make a report to the police. For more on this, you can go to our website, that is www.newzimbabwe.com. You can also go to our YouTube channel, Newzim TV. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.